Hi there, my name is Hargaden. I'm a certified child sleep consultant and mum of 3. Through my business Babogue, I try to bring the gift of sleep to as many families as possible. Today we are going to talk about how to prepare for the upcoming clock change, the autumn clock change, how this might affect your child's system and how to adjust their system and deal with any issues afterwards. So, on Sunday, the 27th of October at 2 a.m, the clocks are going to go back. So essentially, when you get up the following morning, let's say you routinely start your day at 7 o'clock, that will be 6 o'clock. And if your child is the type of child that might routinely start their day normally at 6 o'clock, this will become 5 o'clock in the morning and really too early for you to be getting into the habit of starting your day on, and really nobody wants to start their day at 5 o'clock. So how are you going to adjust things in advance to help you avoid this kind of thing happening? So what I advise my clients and parents to do is to adjust your child's system a little bit every day in advance of the change. About a week out you can start. So if your bedtime is routinely 7 p.m, start to put your child down at 7:10, and the following day 7:20, and the day after that 7:30. So effectively you are adjusting your child's system by 10 minutes every day in the week in the run into the clock change. Therefore, when the clocks go back on the Sunday, your child's system has already adjusted to the change, and you should be able to maintain the status quo in relation to their sleep. So really what you'd love to see is, as you adjust the bedtime, their morning wake up time gets a little bit later and later. Now this may not happen immediately, it might take a few days for this to kind of adjust, but you should start to see it happen. You will also need to use the same strategy in relation to their nap times. So if you have a child that routinely naps once a day at approximately 12 o'clock, you should adjust their nap time by 10 minutes forward every day until the day of the clock change. And the day of the clock change, then you just put them down at 12 o'clock new time. Now, if you do all this and unfortunately it doesn't maybe pan out as you'd like, which sometimes can happen, you simply remain consistent. Do your best to keep things as normal and as settled as possible for your child. Basically, if you do that, you should see their bodies adjust within a couple of days. Yes, they might be a little bit out of sorts. Yes, they might be a little bit cranky. But if you kind of keep things as normal as possible, they should adjust. What I would ask you to avoid doing is really starting their day before 6 o'clock. So try and keep them in their cot or in their bed until an acceptable morning time. Equally, I wouldn't advise the introduction of the use of a bottle to try and get them to settle, or bringing them into your bed, unless that's something that you desire to become the norm around their sleep, which a lot of parents find fine, but some parents simply don't want to have that as the norm. So avoid introducing any habits, any new habits around this change. Basically, guys, consistency is key. If you implement the strategy that I'm talking about, do it consistently over the course of a week in advance of the change. If you have a little bit of unsettled sleep after the clock change, again, just remain consistent, keep their routine as consistent as possible, and eventually their little bodies will adjust. Don't keep your expectations too high. Don't expect things to adjust immediately. This is going to take them a little bit of time. Kind of similar that if we were experiencing an adjustment around our sleep, it would take us a few days. So the same thing applies with your child. They need a couple of days for them to adjust. So give them that. I hope you found this useful, and best of luck.